homeless shelters filling up with illegal immigrants. Oh. Bowser appearing on CBS this weekend. It was a thing of beauty.
We have for sure called on the federal government to work across state lines to prevent people from really being tricked into getting on buses.
Being tricked. They're being tricked to do that. Texas Congressman Pat Fallon joins us now to react to this. I mean, this from your state as a border state, how rich is it to hear a liberal in the Northeast complaining about illegal immigrants in her city when you live in Texas?
Well, Rob, thanks for having me on. The hypocrisy of the left in full display. That was awesome. And thanks for showing Mayor Bowser in her, her true colors and true form.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that Joe Biden has made every state a border state. There's a 1,254-mile border with Mexico. But now, people are feeling the brunt of really what amounts to, Rob, an invasion. There have been 3.1 million illegal border crossings under Joe Biden, 800,000 known gotaways. That's 3.9 million people that we know about, which is more than 22 United States. Where's Joe Biden been, Bob? He's been to the border. He's been in office 533 days and is sticking his head in the sand.
Yeah.
And people are dying because of it. Americans are dying because of it, and it's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, it really, honestly, this is actually the perfect recipe for fighting back against the entire liberal agenda. If they actually have to feel the impact of what they inflict, right? If they actually have to see it. I mean, they create all of these problems. They create crime all over the place in parts of the city that they never go to. They create inflation. They do taxes. They tax everybody to hell and back, but then they carve out loopholes for all their donors. I mean, if they actually had to feel what they impose on the rest of us, it would be a perfect answer, and it would stop so much of it in its tracks.
Well, what we should do is not only bust those illegal immigrants to Washington, D.C., I think we should have a special express to bring them to San Francisco, to Nancy Pelosi's home and to her neighborhood, and to Joe Biden's beach house in Delaware, and up to New York where Chuck Schumer lives. And guess what? I bet you Delaware would be voting Republican within a year.
It's amazing. I totally agree. I completely agree. There's a nonprofit group now linked to George Soros that has won a $172 million taxpayer-funded government contract from the White House to help illegal immigrants avoid deportation. So according to a federal database, the Vera Institute of Justice, it was awarded as a Health and Human Services funded contract in March, providing legal assistance to unaccompanied minors. It can be as much as close to $1 billion if it gets renewed. So now what you have is you have your government sending out money to help people circumvent the laws of the government. So, I mean, at this point, you no longer have a country, right? Because, I mean, you're spending your money, my money, all of our money to help people commit crime, to help them enter this country illegally and stay here.
Rob, it's a de facto open border, and a nation is nothing more than borders, language, and culture. And what Joe Biden and the left want to do is have an open border, because what they're saying is come to the country, come in and just claim that you claim political asylum, even though we know 99% of those folks are economic migrants. Just claim political asylum and we'll just let you in, which means you're going to get more folks. And when you incentivize something, you get more of it. I mean, the worst month we've ever had was April with 234,000 illegal border crossers, which was 1,258% worse and more than the last time President Trump was in office in April. And only to be eclipsed by May, which was 240,000 illegal border crossers. It's the worst it's ever been, and it's a gross dereliction of duty from the president and the Homeland Security Director.
When you add up the numbers, if it's over, it's probably going to be over 2 million crossings. It's equivalent to, that's going to be close to like 3 congressional districts worth of people crossing into the country illegally in a year. I mean, think about that. Pat Fallon, thank you so much for joining us, Congressman. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob. God bless.
A bombshell new report on the Uvalde school shooting showing nearly 400 local, state, and federal law